What will you do if I went to your house and started eating your car's tires? You see, there's two kinds of people in this world. There's people that would call the police, and there's people that would join in. Today we're playing Minecraft again. Also, your house doesn't have tires, your car does. But it doesn't matter. They're playing Minecraft again, yay! It's Saturday, can you believe that? You know, today's Dia de los Muertos. I think it's a 2-day event. Yeah, it is too. I will make a video on that, not today or tomorrow, even though I feel like it'll be appropriate to talk about that. You know, Barrowman. How you doing? I feel like it would be appropriate to talk about it in those 2 days, but you know, not yet. You know, there's a certain topic that I've been wanting to talk about for quite a while now. And I think I'm finally gonna do that Monday. Mainly because it's probably gonna be a lengthy topic, and right now I don't have as much energy as I wish I had. But yeah, a little bit of an update with my life, if you really care. I still have been doing pretty good. Diet is alright. You know, it's been okay. I haven't been going too crazy. Not like I used to go, at least, so that's better. You know, but obviously the plan is to improve. You know, and eventually get to a point to where it could be much better. But you know, everything will take time, I guess. Next week, starting Monday, I'm gonna start working out again, as promised. I said I was gonna do that. I'm gonna start working out again. It won't be anything crazy. It's just gonna be like 10 minutes of whatever I'm gonna do each day for the whole week. Then add probably 20 minutes the next week, and then after that, go back to how long, like an hour or however long it would take to do everything properly, like I used to. I try to get my body used to it again, because if I get sore, I won't be able to work out. You know, I also don't know how yesterday we got 4 iron golems. You know what I mean? It's not like I did this like, you know, I don't have commands in this game. You know, we could do seed. Oh, there you go. You guys have my seed. Anyways, yeah, that's cool. So now if I lose the world, you guys can recreate it. Let's go. You know, it's gonna be like a YouTuber like 5 years later, like recreating Kami's old seed. You can never have my seed. Oh wait, I just gave it to y'all. Pause. What am I trying to do today? Okay, today we're gonna build a farm. We're gonna need more animals for that farm. And also, those berries do absolutely nothing. But I can't actually farm yet. I can't kill the animals that I have yet. So instead, what I might do is I might create another kind of farm. But that would mean that I would have to do deforestation again. Shit. I really didn't want to do deforestation. And I think right here, like the cave is down here, around there. I don't want to do it around the cave. And there's water here, but I also don't want to do it too far from my house. Okay. So there's 2 types of farm. I think I alluded to it, and I wanted to do it over there until I remember there was a cave. There's the animal farm that will obviously be above ground, and then there's another farm. It's like where I plant seeds and stuff. Now the way that it works, if I remember correctly, because I did this before when I used to play, so hopefully I don't mess it up. I need food, bro. Oh shit, I need food. It's to like, so we do it like how they have it, right? We do it like how they have it. Well, not really, because they don't have, you know how like they typically have like a line of water. So the plan is to dig underground, right, and put signs to stop the water from like spreading, and then doing an underground farm. That's how we can do it here. I want to make a long way. So we're gonna have to deforestation this, which is just, it's gonna take a while, I guess, but It's fine. I'm gonna have to get seeds anyways. So while this you know breaks, or I guess like while the trees completely come down, I guess I could take my time to do that. Hopefully I don't run into the cave because that's gonna be annoying. I could also theoretically, I can build, you know, the what's gonna call it, the cave upwards. You know, again with like signs and stuff to prevent the water from escaping. But I prefer the underground one. I personally like that better, if I'm being honest with you guys. I need food. I do need food. Today's topic, nostalgia. Everybody has nostalgia, and you know, depending on how old you are, you're gonna have different kinds of nostalgia. You know, I think the kids start growing up nowadays. You know, your nostalgia will be Fortnite. You know, that's gonna be what you're gonna look back on and say, yeah, this is what I grew up on, and you know, that's cool. You know, Fortnite, cool, I guess. You know, nothing like I didn't play Fortnite back then. I did play it. But yeah, let me just do that. Cool. But yeah, Barrowman, do you have nostalgia? Yes, I have nostalgia too. You know, whenever I look at like old shows or just old stuff that we used to have that I used to watch, you know, I'm like, damn, this is low key better than what's out here now. And I don't know if it's the case of me getting older to where now I'm like, cause you know how like, oh, Wandering Trader, I might trap you. I might trap you. Shut up. Let me see if, bro, you offer nothing. Y'all offer nothing. You offer nothing. I will mark you for the leash, but I have no idea if the iron golem will protect you. So I'll just leave you be, okay? But anyways, was it here where I was trying to? Oh, no, it wasn't here. Sorry. Or was it there? I actually don't remember. My memory is so, yeah, it was right here. Okay, never mind. Sorry. So the cave is gonna be here, right? Why did I go here? I'm so stupid. All right, you know what? I'm gonna fill in this area with dirt, which I don't have. I'll get some from over there, and then I'll do it here. All right. It's okay. Hopefully, again, I don't run into no. Yeah, but yeah. So I grew up, you know, with Tom and Jerry. Like as a kid, I grew up with Tom and Jerry, and I won't say I have much nostalgia. Like I think most of the general stuff that people grew up with, I actually didn't. You know, I think I would like something and I would only watch that. Like I think when I was a kid, I'd watch Power Rangers, Tom and Jerry, SpongeBob, obviously. You know, I know SpongeBob is still ongoing, and I don't know. I don't know if it's the same. I've seen like clips of newer episodes, and the faces are, I don't. They have like, I feel like they have a interesting phase every like 2 seconds. And me personally, I preferred it when, you know, they didn't do that often. You know, it made those moments seem funny, right? Like I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of the shots feel like meat cannon videos, and if you know what that is, then you know. You know what I mean? You know. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm unk now, because I'm older. You know. Maybe now I'm just more of a bitter man. I'm just like, oh, it ain't the same. These kids will never see what I used to see. You know, like it. I don't want to be like that. You know. I just feel like I look at what's out now, and I'm like, low key buns. This low key buns, right? It's like Dexter was saying, like this is you low key buns. He said that while I destroyed him in Clash Royale. But anyways, it's like I don't know, like the new stuff that's out there. Like when it comes to like animated shows and stuff like that, they just don't really seem good. You know what I mean? Maybe because I'm older now, but when the last two good animated things that I've liked personally that I've watched. I haven't watched a whole lot of stuff, right? was Spider-Man into this. Was this Into the Spider-Verse? Was that the most recent one with Miles? I don't remember the name of that one. I think it was that one. It's been a while. I watched it in theaters, which I don't go to theaters often, but that was a great experience. I love that movie. Um, was it Into the Spider Verse? I feel like that was the first one. Well, it was good. I liked it. I really liked it. You know what I mean? And Puss in Boots. Bro, that Puss in Boots movies was so. I was like, when I was done watching it, I was like, people can still make good movies. That's literally what I said. I was like, they could still make good animated movies with IPs that we know about, and they're not just milking the IP. Like, I was like, wow, this is really good. So it's not like, oh, like I hate everything that's new. No, I'd say that it's even with music, I'd probably listen to more new stuff. I'm not like the people that like, oh, old hip hop is better or whatever. Like old music is better. Like nah, I do like Eat. I do like the new like Cardi album. Not all of the songs, but some of them. Like yeah, I do like new stuff. I just feel like in a lot of cases, old stuff was better. And sometimes I wonder if that can be attributed to like how back then there was more of like they really had to fight for your attention, right? Like me as a YouTuber, right? You can stumble upon this at any time. And if you like it, you like it, you watch it. But back then, if I told a company, "Hey, I want to film myself," right? We're playing a video game. At the time, there was probably like arcade games or whatever, like Nintendo's, right? Like the old ones. And I'm like, yeah, I want to film myself playing this and then just talking. What do you think the companies would tell me? You're stupid. Why would anybody watch that? So they would never fund that and it would never happen. But here, because it's free and I can't do that, like the fight for the attention, they don't have to do that anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh shit. Damn. I need to eat. Die. Okay. Do I have... Oh, yes, I do. Give me 1 second. Because I need meals. I need to eat. What did I just... Oh my god. There you go. So yeah, like this no longer really a fight for your attention because now there's like clips, there's TikTok, there's like, you know what I mean, stuff like that. You know, clip farmers and all that. People's attention spans are so cooked, you know, and again, it's just because of just, you know, how fast paced content is now. You know what I mean? Some people just don't enjoy long term art. Where I'm trying to reverse that. I'm trying to enjoy things that take a while because, you know, especially with music, I got so used to like with the new music that it's not long. Where the hell? Where is? Oh my god! Oh, it's right there. I was like, I cannot be that stupid. Actually, I can be. It shouldn't surprise anybody. Anybody that knows me shouldn't be surprised. But yes, so back then songs were quite long. You know, we're talking about like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, even 6 minutes. You know what I mean? And that used to bother me. I wanted songs to be like a minute or two. You know, but now obviously as I'm getting older, I'm appreciating, you know, longer music with better meaning. Again, not to say that I don't like the fun music out there. I do. You know what I mean? But in terms of what I appreciate artistically, it would be music that actually is long. It's not just because it's long, but it's long and it has meaning and it has like, you know what I mean, like art to it, you know. Yeah, I don't know. But with old shows, I just feel like the new shows, like anything that I've seen that's new, it's not really it. You know what I mean? And again, it's not like they've done bad shows back then. A lot of the times, like especially Disney, they will make cash grabs, right? If they had a successful IP, they will make a second movie and stuff like that. Sometimes they were good, sometimes they sucked. And obviously people that's another thing with like nostalgia. Sometimes people only remember the good stuff. I think the biggest case of nostalgia from a community I don't say community that I was in, but like, you know, tapped in with was, you know, wrestling. WWE. I don't watch wrestling. I watch WWE. think there's like a difference. I've never been a wrestling fan. I've been a WWE fan. You know what I mean? That being said, a lot of people talk about the Attitude Era and stuff like that. And I wasn't around to tell you how it was, but there was some crazy shit there that also happened. Like, you know, they had, I mean, I don't think this was the Attitude Era, but they had like a bird that popped out of an egg, and they're trying to make you take that seriously, right? I'm not saying that shit can't get weird. Like, what's like the most weirdest thing I can remember now? Like Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor, where he started like tweaking on the floor, started standing up. Like, yeah, that's pretty silly, you know. But people, I don't know, people like only talk about The Rock, Stone Cold, and all that. Like, and yeah, they're great. You know, what I mean, I played WWE 13. I got to see the stories, and then I watched like videos and clips. Like, they were great, but there was also a lot of terrible shit there. You know, what I mean, like really ass shit. Like the good stuff really stood out. Good part of the show, if you actually watch episodes, they didn't seem cool or like fun. But of course, people will only remember the fun stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you will only remember the good, and essentially not kind of like put away the bad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, right, Barrow Man? Like, when you look back in time, you know, you will only want to remember the good stuff. Some people obviously remember bad things, but when it comes to stuff that you enjoyed, you're gonna only remember the good stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's something wrong with nostalgia. Like, it's funny because I always say, I personally say that the new stuff isn't good, but if people are enjoying it, if the kids like it, then that's just how it is now. You know, that's just how the generation is changing. I'd like to show my kids, if I ever, you know, get fortunate to have some, right? Like, or if somebody ever actually is like, yo, this guy is decent enough that I'll marry him, you know, and have kids, you know. Hopefully I get lucky, chat. I'm not in a rush though, you know what I mean? But if I ever do have kids, right, you know, again, it's not up to me. I can't birth them, but if I ever get to be a father, I would love to show them what I grew up on, you know, and hopefully they like it. Like Tom and Jerry, like SpongeBob is a classic. I can't think, like, from the originals, like, seasons, I just can't think of a single bad SpongeBob episode. I just can't. Like, top of my head, I just can't. Like, it's not me glazing SpongeBob. I just can't think of a bad episode. There were some that were not as entertaining, but they were still fun. They had good bits, and I could still watch SpongeBob. Like, it's still fun to this day. Whenever I see like clips of SpongeBob, I'm like, oh yeah, this is funny. You know, I'm still tilted about that Patrick quote not being real. Genuinely, like, it sucks. The quote, I don't know if you've seen yesterday's video, like, where he said, apparently he has said, trusting you is my decision, proving me wrong is your choice. I thought that was a real quote, and yesterday I had looked up the clip to see if I could find it. It was not real. It was not real. That sucked. But yeah, I don't want to judge people that like the new stuff. You know, like, so I've seen some movies that they just weren't for me, and I'm not gonna judge it. I think I watched Turning Red, and I mean, wasn't it analogy for periods? I think it was something like that. Personally, I didn't like it, but I guess I just wasn't the target audience. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm not gonna hate on things that I don't like, because, you know, if they sell and they have an audience and fans, then people liked it. You know what I mean? Like, there's that one new one that came out. I think it's like K-pop. Like, it's like K-pop inspired. I don't know what it is. It's like a K-pop one. It doesn't seem appealing to me. I haven't watched it. I probably won't watch it. But I've seen a lot of people that love it, and honestly, that's cool. You know what I mean? I love what I used to like. I love Tom and Jerry, and I miss those simple times where I could look, you know, where I would just sit down and not have to worry about the problems that I have in my life. You know, I'm getting a little bit emotional. Sorry. The problems that I have in my life, and I don't know. I miss those old times, and I made a video about this in the past. How you just can't go back into that. I can't think of the back then, because I could never go back into that. What happened in life happened in life. It's just that I wish I could go back just one day, and experience what being a kid is again. I don't know. I'm getting a little bit emotional. Holy moly. My bad, chat. There's just a lot of good memories come from just back then, just me just sitting down. I also used to watch this show of like, I forgot what it's called. It's like two cats that were fighter jets. Not fighter jet. They weren't fighter jets. Air Force cats, something like that. It was one fat one skinny one. Yeah, I think I also got to watch older shows, you know, that weren't particularly part of my generation, because I had this thing called Boomerang, and it was like a channel. I didn't have Disney for a while, so I didn't really grow up with a lot of the Disney shows. I think the only one I did was iCarly. That's about it. I don't think there's any other ones. Yeah, because we didn't have money like that. But I'm trying to remember what else did I watch. But yeah, so Johnny Bravo, I also got to see that. I think that was a bit of a generation. I would say not generation, sorry, like a couple of years behind, you know. But you know, since they were like airing shows, the Cartoon Network wasn't airing anymore on Boomerang. I got to see that. I got to see like that one chicken. What was that one chicken? It was like a crazy show. Like they definitely wouldn't air that to kids anymore. I watched that one. I also watched shit. I unfortunately didn't watch any like Adult Swim stuff. I was so interested in Teen Titans Go. I watched Teen Titans Go on Boomerang. Not Go. What did I say? Go. Sorry. The original Teen Titans. I really wish they bring it back. You know, I don't mind Teen Titans Go. They have some funny bits here and there. I wholeheartedly believe sometimes it turns into fetish content for the producers, but that's a theory for whatever YouTuber wants to pick that up, unless there already is a video on that. But anyways, let me eat some chicken. But yeah, so Teen Titans, I would watch that. I'm trying to remember what else. It's just a lot of stuff that I watched, you know, growing up. I can't remember all of it in this video. I didn't really anticipate. I literally just thought of the topic 5 minutes before recording. You know what I mean? It's gonna get harder and harder the less topics that I have to talk about and cover. There's definitely much more, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys also have like certain stuff that you look back on and say, yeah, these kids won't understand that. And yeah, maybe that's true, but it's different times, you know? Times change. Some things definitely do age well. I genuinely believe that there's two kinds of art in this world. There is those that age, you know, that age well, and those that are just in the moment. And I've realized that a lot of, you know, creators, musicians, and all of them, they, especially nowadays, in the US more specifically, it's more result oriented. You know what I mean? So you see like stuff like, I don't wanna insult Mr. Beast, but like content like that, content that is just not gonna outlive you. You know, I hope to one day make music and content and just art that will outlive me. You know what I mean? That will have meaning once I'm dead. Not to worry about legacy. I think at the end of the day, once you die, you know, you will just be, at some point, you will just be, what's the word I'm looking for? Known for not much. That's not what I'm trying to say. Oh, I do have more dirt now. Whatever. At some point, I'm really struggling to say what I'm trying to say here. After 3 generations, your entire life will be summarized into one sentence, right? So for me, say that I made it big as a YouTuber and a musician. Those two, right? Again, it's a hypothetical, right? But that's what I want to do in life. Say I do that. Once I'm dead, and everybody that cared about me dies. I mean, man, I don't know. Once I'm dead and everybody that was around during that hype and during that period of time, the newer generations of that era will just know me as musician, former YouTuber. That's it. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that. It's just that you're not gonna say the accolades, you know, just how it is. And the longer time goes, a lot of musicians and creators and stuff like that will be forgotten, right? Because they're no longer trendy and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I think about music and art. I'm like, there's art that will forever live, or that would live longer than the artists themselves, because that art will stay true. History repeats itself and stuff like that. A lot of some songs that you listen to back then, you're like, wow, this really predicts, how it is now. And it's like, kind of, but it's like, it actually was like that during that period of time as well. We're just going through it again, right? Not meaning that this age as well. And I think that's really important, you know what I mean? To have something that has meaning. I'm not saying that my content has much of meaning. It's just me yapping in front of a camera. It's just, that's it, Not that I'm bothered about that. It's how it is. I don't know how it is. And a lot of shows have aged well. Some will be forgotten through time. Just how it is. Let me sleep. There we go. Thank you. When it comes to nostalgia, I probably don't have as much as other people. I think I briefly mentioned that Barrow Man. A lot of people have had more experiences back then than I have. They've watched more stuff than I have. Like I said, I think for me, I wouldn't watch, listen, play much stuff. I think I was the type of guy that I would like something, and that's really the only thing that I would focus on. Like, I like Call of Duty, I like WWE games, and I think that's about it. So I didn't play the original Skate. I didn't play God of War. You know what I mean? I didn't play games like that. And you're probably like, what? I'm sorry. I wish. Oh, I almost hit you, bro. I wish I did. It sucks that I didn't. I can't lie to you. And now I feel like it's like too late to get into those. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe if people really care, I'll stream myself playing those games. Just actually, yeah, I might just save that for when I stream, so like people can be like, watch me experience so many games that I just didn't even, you know what I mean, like play as a kid, because I just like Call of Duty, GTA, and WWE games. That's it. That's all I played. You know what I mean? Anything else? No. Don't be like, oh, like if don't even name another game. Don't say you didn't even play. No, didn't play it. If I didn't just name the game, I haven't played it. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm not a true gamer, okay? But yeah, it's a lot of stuff that I missed. So I don't want to say that I'm like a true nostalgic person, because there's a lot of things that I didn't get to experience. But I do miss the old Call of Duty. Like, I think recently I saw, it was like this like nostalgia bait Instagram posts. I don't really care to watch those, because again, they're just trying to get attention from people that you could argue that I'm doing the same, but trying to get people to be like, oh, remember back then, kids won't have it the same like we did, stuff like that. And it was like of Call of Duty, right? And it was the old, was it DSR, that the sniper, the sound, and I heard the sniper. I was never great at it, but I liked it. I loved using it, and I was like, damn, I missed that. And like, I really loved the ballista as well. I was a really big fan of the ballista, and I'm like, damn, like, it's just, even if the game got revived, even if the game got a remaster, right, it just wouldn't be the same. You know what I mean? It would not be the same. It's something you can do. It would not be the same, because it's not. It won't be the same feeling of, yeah, this is a new COD, right? So you can have all the famous players, gamers try to revive the game for like a week. You know what I mean? And you know, we could all go back to that game, like Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1. I know some people will probably mention like the other ones, but I'll be honest, I started with Black Ops. To me, that's my OG. I was gonna say, we can do that, but it just won't be the same. It won't feel like, oh yeah, this is like the new thing. It's just not. You know what I mean? And remasters, to me, they just feel like cash grabs. I think the last remaster I got, which one was it? Modern Warfare 2. And the last Call of Duty that I got was Cold War. I barely played it, so that was a waste of my money. I was meant to play it with a friend, and we both got it. I played with him once, we never played it again. That was a waste of my money. Especially because I didn't have a lot of money back then. I wanted to play with my friend. I don't want to blame him. It's just that it wasn't really as fun. I don't know. I think I'm no longer interested in Call of Duty games. Like, anytime that I hear anything about it, I don't have an interest in playing them anymore at all. I just don't. It's just not the same, bro. I'm older now. I'm grown. You know, I'm not saying that getting old will stop you from playing games. I'm sure a lot of people that are older than me, that have been playing COD for longer than me, still play it and they still enjoy it. But me personally, I don't. Let's see. Oh shit. Sorry, I was checking the time on the recording. I really wanted to build this farm. You know what I mean? But I might start with this. I think it should be fine. Well, let me just close the area, but then I'll start with that, and really actually do that in the next episode, because the next video, tomorrow's video, because yeah, I think the next video I will be, you know, more not the next video, sorry, the video for Monday. I'm gonna be more serious about the topic. There's two topics that are really serious. They kind of go hand in hand because they both involve death. You know, one of them is just talking about it. You know what I mean? But the other one is gonna revolve around a specific kind of death. You can maybe guess which one it is. That one, I want to talk about it at some point, because a lot of people are going through, like, how the state of the world is right now. A lot of people are going through a lot of mental health issues, and you know, I don't want people to go through stuff like that. I mean, obviously, that's not the word I'm looking for. I don't want people to feel alone when going through stuff like that. You know what I mean? And again, if I can speak on it, even if I am a nobody, you know, I'm platforming myself into this YouTube shit. If I can talk about it and talk to somebody that's going through something like that, I'd like to talk about it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, is in a weird way, maybe I'm not gonna word this correctly. Someone could probably word it better than me. In a weird way, that kind of goes hand in hand with nostalgia, right? Sometimes you miss times that you don't have anymore, and the weight of the world is pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's days where, you know, I don't think of anything bad, but it's like, there's days where I'm like, this shit's tough, man. Like, I get so overwhelmed, and I'm like, oh, man. I remember when I was a kid, times were easier back then, right? Like, holy shit, like, now I'm old, and obviously, like, I have to man up, I have to toughen up, you know? And in this world, no one's gonna hold your hand and say, it's okay, you can take your time. Especially when you get older, and you're off to fend off for yourself. you have to take care of life, right? It's just how it is. You gotta take care of yourself. You can't let life get ahead of you. It's tough. Yeah, but I don't know. I'm blessed to have people that care about me, you know, and I would cherish every moment that I have on this earth with the people that I'm here with, right? Again, the topic that I want to talk about is, I probably won't talk about it anytime soon, but there is one that I would talk about probably most likely Monday, if I do get the courage to talk about it, because it is a heavy topic. Not heavy topic, but it just revolves around death, and it's not something that I would have talked about or would have been confident talking about prior to this year. You know what I mean? But now that like, I've seen it, and just how it is, I don't know. It definitely changed my perspective. It changed my outlook on it. It's a lot. You know what I mean? But yes, that's kind of how it is. Let me just do this. This should be pretty good. I could expand it. How do I want to do this? I could do it the long way. And yeah, I could do it the long way. So then I have more room. Like if I go down one, I can trust that I'm gonna have a lot of space. Before, we leave today, I'm not really good at building cool stuff. Like, let me just, meaningful stuff. So I'm sorry if this might not turn out to be well. It might look like a gravestone instead. Won't be my intention. I'm just letting you guys know. But because of today, as I mentioned what today is, I'd like to do this. Again, it's gonna look like a gravestone. I'm not trying to make it look like one. I just don't know what to do. Today is celebrated for the kids that have passed away. In my culture, I never celebrated it before. But yeah, it recently is hit kind of close. So if you lost somebody, a kid, like a younger person, rest in peace. Again, I'm not really good with stuff like this. I'm sorry. I get really nervous. But yeah, appreciate the time that you have with people. It's not guaranteed. And this year I've had to face my mortality, and I think about it every day since then. So that being said, before I get a bit more emotional, that's it for today's video. Like I said it before, and I'll keep saying it again. If you have a dream, go after it. Do it every day as much as you possibly can. Consistency is doing something that you want or love every single day, as much as you possibly can. It's okay to have a day where you don't do much. It's okay, but don't give up. Right? Today's November 1st. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.